Hi, this is Dave Williams, and you're watching Rib Tips. Now tonight I'm preparing some ribs for some company that's coming over tomorrow. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by making a rub. You want to get yourself a decent sized bowl, and I'm making 3 racks of ribs. I'm going to need a decent amount of seasoning. So I'm going to start off with a 1.5 cups of firmly packed brown sugar. Spread that in the bowl. The next thing we're going to put in is a tablespoon of cayenne. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of seasoned salt and 2 tablespoons of sweet paprika. Only good for Hungarian. Fast. And we also have a couple different herbs that we're going to be putting in. Well, we're going to have thyme and, well, I don't know if this is an herb, this is a berry really. This is black peppercorns. So we're going to get ourselves a grinder to mill them up. We want them as fresh as possible. So we're going to pour them directly in. You want to make sure this isn't your coffee grinder. You want to make sure it's specific to your spices, because otherwise your spices will taste like coffee and your coffee will taste like spices. And it's probably not that good. So the black peppercorns, and then we're putting the thyme in there. And you're looking for a coarse grind. So give it a couple pulses, look around. Okay, that looks pretty good. And dump that in the bowl. Okay, and you just want to mix it up with your hand. You know, you don't need a spoon, you'll just make a bigger mess. So you want to make sure all the lumps are gone. Okay, it's pretty well mixed. Pretty good. Okay. Okay, so I got my meat. And it's a 3-pack I got from Costco. They come vacuum sealed. You know, they have that little bit of pink liquid inside. It's not blood, it's just like protein with the water from, you know, from the packaging. So what I do is I rinse them off and then I towel dry them. Now sometimes when you get them back from the butcher or from Costco, there'd be a membrane on the inside. You want to take that off. The best thing to do is towel dry it with some paper towels. And once you do that, use a knife and you kind of dig in underneath the bone, and then you try to peel it off, and with the paper towel you want to tear it off. If you cook it on there, it's really hard to chew into, so you're just better off getting rid of it, okay? But you can tell, like these guys, it's totally fine, because usually it's a silver lining, okay? Usually silver linings are nice, but only in clouds. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover these nice, dry, you know, from the paper towel patting down, ribs. We're going to put some rub on there and be very generous with it. We're going to, after we're done rubbing these, we're going to put them in the fridge overnight. Pack it in. If you don't have this nice container that I picked up at Smart & Final, you can cut these in half and put a few of them in a zip top bag. In the beginning I used to use saran wrap, but the problem with that is it tends to leak, and if you don't put it inside another vessel, it can leak all over your fridge, and then, you know, you have to clean up your fridge and get rid of any food that it came in contact with. So just rub it in pretty good. Get all the nooks and crannies. The one thing I started doing when I was starting my fires in the smoker, I would put charcoal in, because it's easy to light, and once it's in there, it makes a wood burn a lot easier. You don't have to worry about kindling, you don't have to worry about, is it going to stay lit? The charcoal's going to stay good and lit for, I don't know, an hour, a couple hours. I'll make things get started really fast. Okay, before I put the ribs on, I always put a pan of water right over where the fire's coming out, because the firebox is over here. This is where the chamber is. I put it over here so it'll help deaden the spikes of the heat. spray it down with apple juice. If you use water, it doesn't really add anything. Apple juice adds a nice little sweetness to it. Check my pan. Yeah, I can fill that up next time. Okay, so now I have my company over, my good friends, the Nick Castros, and I pulled the meat out and I let it sit for half an hour. We call it resting the meat, okay? And that way all the juices can reabsorb into the meat. So I'm gonna get to carving, and when I'm done carving it, I'm gonna dip it into barbecue sauce. So I usually cut just between the ribs. You can serve it to your guests as half slabs, quarter slabs, do whatever you want. I like to do it individual. That way people don't feel obligated to eat a half a slab. Actually, my friend's son just started college and he'll be playing some football, so he might eat a whole rack, who knows. Okay. So now we're going to bathe them in the sauce. Woo-wee. Now this is one of my homemade sauces. I'm still honing in on the recipe, and once I feel comfortable with it, I'll be sharing it with you guys. But feel free to use any type of barbecue sauce straight off the shelf. From my previous post, you know how much I like Kettleman's. And also feel okay to Dr. Muff. Put some honey in there, hot sauce, whatever you like.
Oh,
Ready?
I had it here. Gracias, señor. Yeah, because you're being forced to put it in too far. You're not putting it in. What? This is the part of Dave will leave up here. I'm doing it. Thanks, Dave.
Welcome. Don't be bashful.
Thanks, Dave. That looks good.
That's really good.
So what's the verdict? They're really good. It's kind of awesome.
This is really good meat, Dave.
You like Dave's meat?
I love Dave's meat.
This is really good.
It really does awesome.
Well, this is Dave Williams, and you watched another episode of Rib Tips. See you next time. I got these meat. I got these meat. Woohoo!